The goal with charting is to separate the signal from the noise. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Flow Stock Market Review and Forecast. I'm your host, Dr. BJ Love, and I'll be bringing you the weekend update for the week ending Friday, October 17th, 2025, here at the Money Flow Stock Market Review and Forecast. We use time-tested methods and indicators that helps us to navigate these markets with confidence, calmness, and clarity. Volatile week ends higher. The trade line and government shutdown guide investors. The major averages were able to rebound from the prior week's dip in volatile trading. The gains were widespread, with every sector closing higher. As the week wrapped up, the major averages were back in the plus column as investors kept a wary eye, if you will, on the government shutdown and trade talks with China. Those items are likely to be in focus again next week as market participants prepare for the October FOMC meeting the following week. Now, for the period, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 711 points and settled at 46,191. The S&P 500 picked up 112 points and closed at 6,664. The NASDAQ added 476 points and finished at 22,679 and 0.97. While the S&P 500, no, I'm sorry, the small cap Russell 2000 jumped 58 points and settled at 2,452. Now, the outlook, the technical condition of the market remained neutral, as we reiterated in our last broadcast. It has changed from just being bullish to now neutral, and we must be cautious at this particular time as our long-term trend has given us a personality change. Now, with the technical indicators mixed as well as breadth, the heartbeat of the market was also mixed. Now, the VIX dropped 4.53 and closed at 20.78. And as we reiterate, every time we distribute this broadcast, as long as that VIX is above that threshold of 20, we will be in a cautious stance, and that is why we're seeing so much volatility right now in the market. So we're above 20, so we will wait, watch, and see if we can maintain that level above 20 for several days, and that will give us a very good indication of where the market is headed. Crude oil prices added 8 cents, and the November contract closed at $57.54 a barrel. Gold prices slipped $62.50 and finished at $4,242.10 an ounce. The closing price for silver on Friday, October 17, 2025 was approximately $50.38 per ounce. Bitcoin closed the session at 106,580. So we're going to look at all of these particular indices that we have named in the introduction, in particular, later on in the program. But now we're going to look at the major trend of the market, as we usually do with our long-term charts here on our 4-grid 1040. So as you can see, we have the S&P 500. This is our weekly chart, right? This is our pre-programmed chart that gives us a color-coded indicator that lets us know if we are still in a bull market. So on the long term, remember, long-term trends dominate, short-term trends fluctuate. So we're going to look at the long-term trend right now. And we have the S&P 500. We also have the Dow Jones Industrial Average here. We also have the NASDAQ Composite and the Russell 2000. So we're going to expand these charts, and we're going to see what the chart is telling us right now. As I forestated, we are cautious because we did have a major pullback last week, and it has rebounded somewhat, but we still have a green background, so that lets us know that we are still in a long-term bullish posture. We may not be in a short-term bullish posture, but right now we're still in a long-term bullish posture. And our confirming indicator, the MACD, is has not crossed over, so that lets us know even it is volatile, and we have to take caution. But as for the general trend of the market, the long-term trend, the S&P 500 is in a uptrend. We're going to move on now to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and as you can see, each one of these price bars represents 1 week, and they are above rising moving average, as with the S&P 500. So as long as our price is above a rising moving average, we remain positive, and our background remains green. Let us know that we are still in a long-term uptrend. Okay, we're going to move on now to the NASDAQ Composite. Same scenario. We are up on the price bars, above a rising moving average, and above the that's our 10-week moving average, and this is our 40-week moving average, and our confirming indicator, our MACD moving average convergence divergence, is still in the positive. Moving on to the Russell 2000, even though we have a little bit more volatility, we have a green background. This is our proprietary software that lets us know if we are still in an uptrend, or when it turns red, we are in a downtrend. So that keeps us on the right side of the market, and we protect ourselves after we have gone up for ever since what it looked like. What it looked like. We've been going up since July of 2025, and we have not had any reason to cash out right now, but we are very, very cautious because things seems to be leveling out. So that is our BJ's 1040 long-term grid that gives us a long-term outlook of the market. And what we have seen so far, week after week after week after week, we have not changed our stance in the long term. However, we do see some warning when we look at our short-term chart, which is our daily chart, and we're going to look at that right now. So we're going to go from there to here is our short-term chart, and we can see now we can see some short-term warning that things have topped out and are beginning to show some signs of reversing after we have had, this is a 3-month chart here. We have had some spectacular moves upward, and now we're beginning to take a little bit of caution. So let's go here, and we're going to change our configuration here so we can see the VIX as it has been developing. And as you can see, this is the weekly chart, and you can see it starting to formulate a long-term uptrend. Don't see the relative strength that I would like to see right now, but this is what the VIX looks like, and it is above 20. So we'll wait, watch, and see. Keep a close eye on the VIX. So as it rises, you know that the market indexes move in the inverse direction. So we're starting to see some volatility creep in, and we're going to wait, watch, and see. We've been seeing the effects of it as well. Okay, and this is the daily chart of the VIX, and it is really showing power. We have what we call horsepower, and this is a short-term trend that can sustain and continue to move up because our philosophy is when our long-term trend and our short-term trend are moving in the same direction, that it is a strong indication of a uh, trend that is moving with power, if you will. So that is the VIX. We're going to look at also oil, as we have mentioned. Where is my oil slash CL? Bam, there we go. Now this is oil, and it has been in the downtrend for a while. This is the daily chart. This is the half-day chart. It's in the downtrend, and this is the weekly chart. When you see all three, this is our triple screen, what we call our triple screen. When you see all three time frames, the weekly chart, the daily chart, and the half-day chart all down, that means that this particular indice or commodity, which is oil, is in a strong downtrend. Now, analogous to that, we look at gold, and then we can see the opposite. Gold has been on fire, oh, 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 fire, ever since January of 2025. It has just been up, up, up. This is our weekly chart, and this is our daily chart. It has a full stack, and then you say, well, BJ, what is a full stack? We'll explain that to you later in another video where you have our moving averages. This is our 21-day moving average. This is our 34-day moving average. This is our 55-day moving average, and this is our 200-day moving average. And it has configured itself into what we call a bull stack. All right. Bull stack means if the price is above that and all our indicators are in sync, that price is projected to move up, 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 up. And that is what it has been doing since January. And it has not, we have several, little pullbacks, but it has not stopped yet. All of our confirming indicators here, our horsepower and our demand or our money flow indicator here has remained above the zero line. So money is still flowing into gold, and gold is still a very strong commodity at this time. And then we look at silver. Same thing. Here's our daily chart. Here's our half-day chart. Starting to back off a little bit. This short term. Remember, short-term trends fluctuate. Long-term trends dominate. We're going to go look at our long-term trend, and man, ever since 5/19, the week of 5/19, we have been very, very blessed to be uh, invested in silver. And what has been the other dominant uh, indice has been Bitcoin slash BTC. Where at? Where at? Now it's been backing off a little bit. B slash BTC. See, this is what our system does. He took off here on the week of 5/5, and it started out at $99,000, and now it made a high of $127,000, and I mean 127,000. But There you have it. Every day and every way we get better and better.